When you first step off the USG Kellyan with your gravity boots, the USG Ishimura greets you with a stark, gloomy image of mysterious beauty. For players of the original Dead Space, this will be nostalgic and awe-inspiring. For new players, this will be astonishing. EA Motive's remake of Dead Space didn't just reskin the Ishimura, they put every room, hallway and open area under a microscope and asked, how can we make this better? And they did just that. The environments are masterfully put together to give old players familiarity, as well as an intensive upgrade to visuals including ambience, light and shadows. This makes every corridor and room on the Ishimura tell a story of its own. These visuals in conjunction with other updates just add value and make the Ishimura that much creepier and uncomfortable. Dead Space Remake isn't just a one-for-one remaster, it is a complete rebirth. Although the Ishimura is littered with bodies, the attention to detail makes it believable that it was once filled with life, with people living, working and dying. Motive also made the decision to make the Ishimura completely open to be traversed and revisited, giving the player incentive to look for loot and lore-filled side quests. There are some elaborate updates to the 2008 classic story. Isaac speaks now, and a whole new cast of talented voice actors have given every character a performance to remember. Each change Motive made to the original story is well thought out and makes sense, even reinforcing the Dead Space lore that is found in the comics, books and movies, as well as giving returning players a new experience altogether with opportunities to scare you silly and surprise you. The audio design in Dead Space's Rebirth is brought to new heights of paranoia, jump scares and environmental sound. You can hear every part of a necromorph's transformation and hear everything crawling around in the Ishimura's walls and vents. If you don't play the remake with a headset or surround sound, you are doing yourself a great disservice, with how much this audio design is capable of immersing the player. Weapons and combat in the remake also got a big update, changing the resource economy and combat loop as well as some puzzles. Motive brought back mechanics that were well appreciated in Dead Space's sequels like Impalement with Kinesis and the newer Zero-G movements. Necromorphs are layered as well, making them that much more grotesque and increasing their durability to Isaac's weapons. Each shot from a plasma cutter removes a layer of muscle, bone, sinew and flesh, making the player have to be accurate with their shots and utilise stasis more. This new loot makes the search for ammo even more important, because if you get overwhelmed by a large group, you may be ill prepared for the next encounter and far from a kiosk to purchase more ammo. With the layered change, Motive also made a big change in Necromorph's AI, making them ruthless creatures that want their pound of flesh anytime they pounce. This, in conjunction with the new intensity system, can very quickly drain the player and make them question where to go next, and if backtracking is really worth it when low on resources. Once you beat Dead Space Remake, you are welcomed with the familiar New Game Plus, bringing new collectibles, suits, and even necromorphs. With the return of New Game Plus, Motive included the iconic Impossible mode, forcing players to play the hardest difficulty with one save and one life. If you want a new challenge, this mode has a secret weapon and new suit for dedicated players that complete the challenge. Dead Space was a franchise that many thought long dead. EA Motive has revitalized the flesh around the series much like the iconic Necromorphs and provided a series rebirth that not just anyone could replicate. The final verdict is 9.5 stomps out of 10, making Dead Space sensational and whole once again. Altman be praised. If you want to read the full review of Dead Space Remake, head over to seasongaming.com.